Good morning. This is Olawale Omoyeni for Uncle Dami. In my last video, I talked about who should be blamed for the underdevelopment, the unemployment, the economic hardship we are facing in the country today. Should it be PMB, that's President Muhammadu Buhari, or the governors? I've got a lot of critics and I've got a lot of commendations, and I'm glad about both sides. We actually learn every day. But today I'm going to talk about marginalization and the call for the agitation for separation, that's division of the country. In the course of the week, I spoke with some friends who are in support of separation from Nigeria, and I asked them some questions which they could not answer. Or rather, let me say the answer they gave was, we actually want to divide Nigeria because it is one-sided. I said, what do you mean by one-sided? The guy said, because of the culture. We are not compatible in culture, tribe, tradition. And I quickly went to my Google. I made findings about the numbers of cultures in the United States of America. I sent it to him. It wasn't one that he got. The traditions in America, not one. Then I asked him a question. I said, how are they able to manage those hundreds of cultures in America? Those hundreds of tribes and languages in America. How are they able to do it? I said, brother, the truth of the matter is that we must learn to live with one another. Then I went further. I told him, I said, do you know that even if this agitation or this division succeed, I used the Yoruba for instance, people calling for Yoruba nation. I said, in Yoruba land, the southwest, we have Ijebu, we have Ekiti, we have Ondo. And each of these states are fighting for their own supremacy. Now, if Yoruba nation is standing on its own, for example, who is going to lead us? Should it be an Hausa man? Should it be an Ijebu man? Should it be an Egba man? Should it be an Ekiti man? Ondo man? What happens? The same crisis we could not manage in tribe, languages, dialects. When we are one Nigeria, do you think we'll be able to manage it when we have Yoruba nation? He couldn't give a right answer for that. Then I went further. I said, on the part of we are not compatible in tribe, culture, and language, I said, you don't have a point there. Then he said, okay, what about being a slave? I said, who is making you a slave? He said, the country now, the constitution, the system of the government is making it like they are being marginalized. That was why I now told him, I said, brother, do you want me to tell you one truth? He said, go ahead. Now, let me share the truth with us. And I'm simply going to put like this. Marginalization only exists in the mind of the poor. And the poor we are talking about, let me emphasize on what I mean by the poor. The poor that I mean here, because among the poor, we still have some honest and patriotic people. But the poor I'm talking about here are the people that do not have the privilege to eat from the national cake. Because if they too had the opportunity, they would have been so greedy and so selfish to eat without looking back. Just like what is happening in the country now. Do we even need to talk about marginalization instead of us going back to ask our brothers why they are so greedy? Who are the brothers I'm talking about? We have 36 states in Nigeria. Each of those states have governors. They have House of Representative members. They have senators. They have House of Assembly. All those offices, all those representatives, these leaders, they collect allocations every month. What are they doing with those allocations? We don't bother to ask questions because they are our tribe, because they are our religion, because they are brothers. And this is where we get it wrong. Our problem is an Hausa man. That's the way we see it. When our own problem originally and truthfully are our own brothers, our sisters, our representatives who are sitting to hit the benefit of you and I. The same people will set us against one another. Abaribe has been in the Senate for many years, and no one is asking him what he has done with his constituency allowance. And other senators, nobody is asking questions what they have done with their allowances. The projects they put in the budget. What about the House of Assembly? Nobody is asking them questions. We have allowed tribal sentiment, religious sentiment to deprive us. We now shift responsibilities to another person because we fail to look at the weaknesses, the fault of our own brothers who are representing us. And I can assure you that as long as we hold the wrong people responsible for the right things, we'll actually not get it right and we'll keep crying of the word marginalization, which doesn't exist. To me, marginalization doesn't exist. What only exists is that we have brothers, representatives, who are so greedy and care about themselves alone. It may interest many of us to know that federal government is creating a lot of schemes that would help the people. I have lived in the north for quite some time now, and I know the nature of an Hausa man. Many of us sit in our comfort home, in our comfort places. You sit in your houses, you read propagandas from many of the media houses, and you just believe it without finding out how true those informations are. We are killing ourselves. The brotherhood is dead in the southeast and the southwest. The brotherhood I'm talking about is we caring for one another. Federal government came out with survival fund, N-Power, trader money, farmers money, COVID-19 loan, agriculture loan. All those schemes are on. And the northerners are benefiting. Do you know why? It is because their representatives release the information to them. Let me tell you what happened. When these informations come out, it gets to all the senators. They know about these schemes. It is not hidden from them. But the difference is that your senator from the southeast, from the southwest, they sit on those informations. Reasons, I don't know. But do you know what happened in the north here? A senator, when these informations are out, they gather their people, the poor, the people you call the wretched, they call them together, sit in their midst, release these informations to them, And even the illiterate among them, you know what they do? The senator sponsors the registration for them. The senator sponsors the registrations for them to get registered. The same thing goes to the special advisors to the governors. They release these informations to their people and even help those that don't know how to do it. They help them to register it. They collect their BVN, their details, and register them for those schemes. But on our own path, what are our senators, our House of Reps, what are they doing with those informations? Are they coming to you to tell you of those things? Do you think they don't know about it? So who should we blame? Is it still the federal government that create the scheme and share the information to your representatives? Or your representative that refuse to bring those informations to you, that sit in Abuja in their comfort places and hold those informations to themselves? And the poor comes out and say we are being marginalized. No, you are not being marginalized. The scheme is fair, but your representatives, your brothers that you elect into those offices, because of their greed or whatsoever reason they may think they have, are the ones keeping you behind. So the word marginalization does not exist to me. It only exists in the mind of the poor. Now, another part of it is this. Even we as people, we are marginalizing ourselves, so to speak. There was a time they were registering this COVID-19 loan for this COVID-19 loan, and I called a friend in Lagos. I said, okay, bros, give me your BVN, let me register you. Or, okay, if you cannot release the BVN to me, go to the social website, go and register. It's a federal government scheme. You can benefit from it. The guy logged into the website and he found a place where they said they requested for BVN. This is a guy that does not have 5 naira in his account. The next thing he told me, I'm afraid, I cannot release it, I cannot put my BVN. And he didn't put the BVN, he didn't register for the scheme. But when they started releasing the money, he was the first person that put it on his platform, that it is only the north that are benefiting. Well, you are marginalizing yourself, so to speak. You are your own problem. A northerner, a core northerner will release his or her BVN without fear. They will release it without fear. But you don't get shishi. And when they ask you to release your BVN for federal government scheme that you even verify to come from federal government. Yes, I know it is good for you to be conscious, because 419, these Yahoo boys are on the move to get your BVN and it's dangerous. But when not even after you have confirmed that this is a federal government scheme that people are benefiting, yet you come out and still blame federal government for that they are not doing anything. We need to be fair with ourselves. Marginalization does not exist. It is only because we do not have the privilege to join them. That's why we call it marginalization. Many of us, when they give us the opportunity, even as ordinary cleaner in some of those offices, we are worst. In a nutshell, I think it is high time we begin to hold the right people responsible for the damages, the problems we are facing in our states, constituencies, and our local government. Until then, the cry of marginalization will not cease, because federal government will not come from Abuja to come and do the work that belongs to your state governor. They will not come and do the work that belongs to your senators or House of Reps. Your House of Rep members, your senators, your House of Assembly, they have budgets that from their constituencies put in the budget of the year. What are they doing? Have you seen any project in your constituency? Why not ask questions from them? Let us stop being divided by tribe or religious sentiment and face the reality. This is my little advice for us. Let us stop marginalizing ourselves in the name of tribe, religion. Thank you.